Live from downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now with breaking news.
Hey, I need somebody over here on Watt Street. Officer got hit by a car.
Breaking news this morning. You just heard a bystander getting on the El Reno officer's radio, calling for help. We know that officer was seriously injured this morning. After helping that bystander, we know that a car was driving at possibly a high rate of speed when they were hit. Early this morning, officers say the driver left the scene. This is all happening in El Reno at Watts and Wilson. We're joined by News 9's Kylie Dedman. She's on scene right now. Kylie, you've been talking to officers. You're hearing that the officer that was hit this morning that is seriously injured was a beloved officer, loved by his community. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, Tevis, just piggybacking off of that really quickly, you could just feel the emotions from all of the different officers that I've spoken with here, also some of the deputies that I've talked to with the Canadian County Sheriff's Office about this officer. You can feel those emotions. You can feel the love that he has for this department and that the department feels for him. But yeah, we are going on hour 4 of this situation, and you can see behind me, it is still blocked off. We still have police cars here. We have an Oklahoma Highway Patrol officer that is up front a little bit right behind those railroad crossing signs. Now that's where the situation happened, was about a block up there to the west of the railroad signs. Now we know that this officer was struck by a vehicle, and now they are on the lookout for a dark blue or a black sedan. Now I've been seeing some drones in the air. Investigators are still out here. Something that I want to pinpoint from when we first arrived earlier this morning, a few hours ago, that those 3 lights kind of just straight forward, they have been moving from angle to angle. So they are working, trying to do the markings out here of where the car was, where the officer was, just still working on this investigation. Now, I've been talking to the chief and the major for the El Reno Police Department, and they are saying that this is still a very fluid and active scene. They are still working on this investigation, as you all can see. There is still a lot of information that we are still working to learn, but we do know that that officer was taken to an El Reno hospital where he was then flown to a trauma center in Oklahoma City. So he was flown from El Reno to Oklahoma City to a trauma center. We are still working to learn the condition that he is in and the injuries that he has, but he was hit by a moving motor vehicle here right along Watt Street here in El Reno. They are going to be looking at multiple different security cameras. We are right here at the El Reno bus barn. They have cameras that they told me they will be looking at. They will also be looking at the police car's dash cam, as well as that officer's personal body camera as well. So a lot of cameras that they will be looking at, trying to work and get more information on this. And I will be continuing to get more information as well for you, Robin and Tevis.
Kylie, hang with us here. Kylie, when we came to you, did you hear the sirens in the background? We could definitely hear the sirens in the background because there is a be on the lookout. What information are you hearing about this first be on the lookout of who authorities are searching for again?
Yeah, Robin, actually, when we kind of arrived on scene a few hours ago, about 30-ish minutes in from when we arrived, we saw tons of police cars. We saw police, we saw OHP, and we even saw deputies leaving this scene because of the pursuit that they were talking about. And like you just said, yeah, y'all probably saw my eyes because we were hearing tons of cars just to my left over here. We were seeing tons of them leaving, so we're starting to work and get that information again. But again, they are looking for a dark blue or a black sedan. But yeah, we are hearing the sirens in this area once again. So that pursuit from earlier, this could be connected all to this incident, something that we're still working to really hone in and confirm out here.
Kylie, thanks so much. We're getting some information that El Reno police possibly have a car over near Bickford and Hayes. So again, this developing situation here in El Reno after an officer was hit by a car this morning and then meta-flighted into Oklahoma City. And of course, News 9 is keeping you up on that breaking news. So this is live at Watts and Wilson. Bickford and Hayes is not too far from there.
Yeah.
About 3 minutes away. So our crew is going to see what's going on there. Kylie, good job out there. We'll keep everyone posted of the developments there in El Reno this morning.
Of course, we want to say good morning. A hard start to your Friday morning. morning, but we need to get over to meteorologist Lacey Swope. We're talking about a cold front and rain moving through.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Your Friday is quiet weather-wise in Oklahoma City. We have showers going on to the south and southeast. They're spotty. They're pretty isolated. The rain, though, it moves in for your Saturday. It's kind of slowed down this entire upper level wave, which instead of the rain moving in through the region overnight, it's more mid-morning through midday. So we have upped those rain chances for Oklahoma City for your Saturday mid-morning, midday to follow suit. The cold front is moving into our panhandle. It is a strong one. It's bringing big temperature change, season change when this front moves through for your weekend. Right now, a few showers going on to the south, a couple sprinkles that we've been tracking near Stigler, or near Sulphur, I should say, also near Stigler. And we're watching for any rain in the northwest, but right now it is mostly dry. So your Lucky Star Skycam network, the hustle and bustle in Oklahoma City and across the metro will get going here shortly. Megan will have your traffic updates coming up. It is 62 degrees currently, 65 in Guthrie, 66 in Kingfisher, some 50s in the west, and there's the panhandle. There are 40s behind that panhandle, or behind that front in the panhandle, and that is headed towards Oklahoma, the rest of the state. Winds are out of the south, and we are warming into the lower mid-80s. It is a warm and windy Friday. Not breaking records, but well above average. By tomorrow, soggy and cool and downright chilly. By Sunday morning, we'll have your full forecast, your weekend rain timeline. It's coming up. Back to you, Robin and Tevis.
Lacey, thanks so much. We'll continue following the breaking news from El Reno. A couple of other headlines this morning. Oklahoma City firefighters respond to a 2-alarm fire at the popular Earl's Rib Palace. It's a well-known barbecue restaurant right on the west side of the metro off of Reno and Meridian. In fact, let's show you the video. Look at the smoke coming out of the restaurant. This is about 1:30 this morning. No one was injured in the fire. Crews on the scene of the Rib Palace say that it started in the kitchen. The battalion chief actually says crews deployed a drone to help gather real-time information even before the first truck arrived on the scene.
We were able to get real-time situation reports as we were heading this way. So technology is getting a lot better for us to kind of prepare for what we are going to come on to on scene.
They're investigating the cause of the fire. The damage is probably close to $100,000. We'll continue following the investigation.
Well, Del City police officers say one person is in custody. Excuse me, I believe we're going to that story next. But Del City police say one person is in custody after pursuit ends overnight. Here's the scene around 1 this morning near Southeast 15th and Air Depot. Police say the pursuit started when they tried to pull over a pickup when they say was speeding on I-40. Officers say speeds hit over 100 miles per hour during the chase. They tell us Oklahoma Highway Patrol troopers took the chase over near Choctaw Road before the driver exited I-40. Police say troopers performed a tactical maneuver to end the crash near Southeast 15th and Air Depot. Luckily, no one was injured.
Well, parts of I-40 in Pottawatomie County are shut down after a late-night crash. The Highway Patrol shut down the westbound lanes of I-40 near Shawnee. This was right before 10 last night. At this point, we're trying to figure out if someone was hurt out there and when that road will reopen. We're checking this morning for you.
Also, a pursuit ends with 2 teens in custody in their car in Oklahoma River. We first brought you this breaking news yesterday morning. Oklahoma County deputies say this started when 18-year-old Aiden Hall sped off from a traffic stop near Northeast 23rd and Hiwassee around 5 yesterday morning. Hall and his 16-year-old passenger eventually ditched the car near I-40 in Penn.
The vehicle itself rolled down a hill, went into the Oklahoma River. The driver, who's 18 years old, wound up jumping off the overpass trying to get away. He wound up injuring his back pretty severely.
Deputies say they recovered several marijuana products such as gummies and vapes from inside the car.
All right, Megan Gold is watching the roads for us this morning. It is a busy Friday morning. Megan, how are we doing out there?
It is. Thankfully, the roads are just fine right now. But I'll tell you what, over the past couple of days, the Oklahoma roads have kind of just been very dangerous. So as you do head out the door this morning, I know a lot of kids are on fall break. Just be so very careful and pay attention to the cars around you. This is the Dallas Junction, the hustle and bustle beginning here on our Friday morning from our American Fidelity camera Broadway extension. If you're coming in to Oklahoma City from the north
north side, nothing to slow you down. Same deal there on the south side, I-35 looking off to the north, and then those of you coming in from the west, good to go. I'm not tracking any accidents right now. I know we have a lot of breaking news, so I want to get it back over to you all.
All right, thanks so much. It is 6:11 on a Friday morning. Let's see how we're doing in the weather because we do have some big changes. Before you go, Lacey, what's coming our way?
Well, rain for your weekend. It's been, well over 3 weeks. In many areas, it's been almost 2 months since we've had decent rainfall. We will see widespread rain for your weekend. We'll talk about that out the door this morning, guys. It is quiet in the 60s, warm into the 70s. More on that rain timeline for your weekend. How cool we get behind that cold front coming up.
Fine. All right, welcome back to the Bus Stop Forecast. I think everyone's on fall break, right? They're like, Lacey, forget that Bus Stop Forecast this morning, right?
Let's talk about that. And that's next week's problem.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
This morning is a quiet start across Oklahoma. Tomorrow morning, we'll be tracking rain. Next Gen Live will be fired up, and that does impact your weekend. Yes. Your Friday is dry for most of the region. By this evening, we'll have some storm chances. We'll talk about that. We might end up with a couple severe storms this evening into tonight. We may have a couple severe storms tomorrow as well. What we do need is moisture, and we're getting more and more desperate for it by the day. We have severe drought that has been increasing, getting worse from Stillwater back up to basically Noble County, and then also from Norman to Shawnee to the East Metro. Very dry in the Southwest. We're not sitting pretty in the rain department. We need moisture, and I think we're going to get pretty widespread rain as we head into the day tomorrow. The big upper level storm that we've been tracking has slowed down a little bit. Instead of coming in overnight, this is going to come out through the morning and even midday on Saturday. So now during the daylight hours, your rain chances are going up. Here's the very latest at 6:15 on your Friday. By the time we get to tomorrow, I'm going to start this for you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Rain chances increasing, bumping up through mid-morning, through midday, and then tapering off in the afternoon. And it does look likely that we see some showers rolling through and maybe even some strong thunderstorms. The cold front itself is moving through our panhandle. We're tracking a little rain this morning from Tallahena back over to Eufaula. That's headed up towards Tenkiller, and a couple sprinkles down in south central portions of the state. We'll have another opportunity for a few more showers in the northwest, but dry. Your Friday morning is dry. Roads are dry in the Oklahoma City metro. It is a quiet start in the weather world. 62 degrees is the temperature. 66 in Kingfisher, 64 in Stillwater. These temperatures should be in the 40s on average, and we do have 40s behind the cold front. That is going to bring a change of the seasons to the Sooner State. Big change for your weekend. Winds right now are out of the south. They're 5 to 15, some gusts to 20 miles per hour. Today, while it is fall break, it's also the opening day of youth deer gun season. If you are taking a hunter to the woods, best of luck to you. Send me your pictures, send me your reports. The winds are out of the south. They'll pick up 15 to 25, so plan your spot accordingly. Definitely on the warm side this afternoon. Mid, even upper 80s is what we're anticipating. 86 in Clinton, 86 in Stillwater, 87 in Ardmore. Now in the evening, after sunset, that boundary will be stalled in the northwest, and we'll have enough what we call convergence along it to get lift, and a few thunderstorms may try to develop from Clinton to Tologa, Enid to Ponca City. We'll monitor this. David and the team, of course, will update you. If we have some severe storms, it would be the threat of quarter-size hail and 60 to 65 mile-an-hour winds, but you'll notice the opportunity is on the low side. Now, as you go through your overnight, those storm chances are in northern Oklahoma. Slight chance of rain. It's 20% in Oklahoma City overnight. Temps in the 50s and 60s tomorrow morning. If you're going out for an early morning run or maybe an early morning hunt, it'll be breezy with the south wind in central Oklahoma. And then the upper level low is going to continue to make its way down I-40. Once the energy from that arrives, watch what Next Gen does. So here's Next Gen possibly by this evening. This is what it could look like. It's not locked in, but it's got a pretty good handle on what's happening now. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, rain to the north, and then here comes the rain. Showers, a few strikes of lightning, definitely likely within this. Thunderstorms spread across the region through the morning, through midday, and this continues through the early afternoon to work its way into eastern Oklahoma. So in the morning, we're calling it an 80% chance of rain starting in the southwest, riding up, spreading to the north, and then eventually getting that shove off to the east. There is a chance in the morning some of these storms crank out some wind. That'll be one of the biggest concerns. 55 to 65 mile-an-hour winds. A few of those cells could have some hail within them and intense lightning, but that hail threat's not as high as the wind threat. By tomorrow afternoon, still a few showers, but now the rain, the bulk of it is to the east. That keeps temps in the 60s tomorrow afternoon. Really, we're all close to average tomorrow, 70s. We may stay in the 60s for a big chunk of the day for your Saturday. So what does this mean in the rain gauge? How is this going to help with that drought? Well, a 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. There'll be several areas that pick up close to 3/4 of an inch or maybe even an inch, especially when you get east of I-35. If you can get rain to train over the same area, your totals might be a little higher. Then look at your Sunday morning, a low of 46, a high of 67. And then a couple cold fronts, guys. It's active all the way into next week. Back to you.
All right, it is 6:20, and we have had breaking news out in El Reno. An El Reno officer was hit by a driver of a car early this morning, right close to the El Reno High School. The officer was meta-flighted into OU Medical Center in Oklahoma City. And now we have a second scene, and we're trying to see if this is connected to that officer who was hit by a car early this morning.
News 9's Kylie Dedman joins us live. And Kylie, you're looking at the scene. We see 2 people arrested right now. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, Tevis, there's actually multiple people out here. I just actually walked around on the other side, and there's a few people behind this car. You can't see it from our angle, but there's multiple people that are out here detained talking to police. Now, I am at East Rogers and North Bickford Avenue. This is about 3 minutes, about half a mile away from that original scene where that El Reno police officer was struck by a dark blue black sedan type of vehicle. So we're still working to get confirmation if this is related, but there are multiple police cars. El Reno Police is here, Canadian County Sheriff's Office are here, multiple law enforcement are here talking to multiple people. They're sitting down on the ground, some are standing, but they are all detained talking to police officers. But again, we are working to get confirmation if this incident is related and connected to that El Reno police officer who was struck by a vehicle. Yep, you just heard the siren right there. So they are working to get more information, and I will bring you that information once we get it.
Kylie, let's look at the car. Is that the car right in front, the Chevy that we're seeing? Is that the car you believe that these people who are detained right now were actually in? And is there damage on the front end of that car?
I'm looking. There is damage on the car. I'm still trying to see the extent of the damage, but at this time, I can't confirm if this is the car, but this is a dark blue, navy, black sedan, which is the type of car that police were looking for. So it is looking to be connected, but I'm still working to get that confirmation for you, Robin. All the police, I've tried to go up to the police cars, but all of the police are currently out here talking to all of these individuals. None of them were by their police cars. They're all out here with all these individuals that are detained at this moment.
And Kylie, I know that you said you saw the people there. We see a woman, it looks like, on the right. Is it a woman and 3 men, or can you tell us the sexes of the people that are detained right now?
Yeah, so Robin, I have heard multiple voices. I have seen a woman, and I've also heard some manly voices as well. I see a couple of men right here in front of me. But yes, I have seen multiple people, some being women, some being male as well. So again, working to learn all this confirmation. But yeah, they are all detained. Some are sitting on the ground, as you can see, but there are more people that are behind this sedan that is pulled over. Yes.
All right, so you're looking live. This is at Rogers in Bickford. This is just a little north of El Reno High School. The actual incident that played out at about 2 this morning was right off Watts and Wilson. An El Reno police officer was actually helping a bystander when someone came through, we're told at a high rate of speed, hit the officer. He's severely injured. That officer has been meta-flighted to OU Medical Center. We have team coverage on the breaking news. Keep it here on News 9 on your Friday morning.
Good morning, 626. Here's your outdoor forecast. We get trail cam pictures like crazy for Oklahoma wildlife. This is snow video, which is incredible, from the mountains. I was going to show you some mountain lion video. There has been a mountain lion that has been sighted near Stillwater. I got the picture in the video yesterday from Tara Little. That is a mountain lion that I'll just tell you about since this is the wrong video. But it was near Lake Carl Blackwell, okay, yesterday morning. The video, very clear, definitely confirmation. Thank you, Tara, for sending the video for folks in and around the Stillwater area, around Lake Carl Blackwell. These things travel. They can travel dozens of miles a day, so who knows where it is today. But check your cameras, check your area. Let us know what you see. Temps are in the 80s for highs today, down into the 60s tonight, 70s for your Saturday. Highs only in the 60s Sunday. It's Youth Deer Gun season. Best of luck to you. Send me your pictures, your reports. We'll talk more about your rain timeline for the whole state. It's coming up right after this break.
You're watching Oklahoma's own News 9 this morning.
Welcome back, 6:31 on a very busy Friday morning. As you're waking up, we've had some breaking news out in El Reno. An officer has been hit, and it does look like there are people who have been detained. The breaking news coming up from our crew in El Reno in just a moment.
We'll get to that El Reno breaking news, but first we need to be joined by meteorologist Lacey Swope. Big changes coming to the weather.
Yeah, you'll notice rain moving in, cloud cover, a cold front. We're going to go from highs in the mid-upper 80s to highs in the 60s. Some of our lows for your weekend will be in the 30s and the 40s. Coldest air we have seen since spring is headed our way this weekend. It's kind of a weather whiplash for sure. Rain and storm chances bump up to 80% as we head into your Saturday, especially the first half of the day. Then we're dry for several days with more rain and storms at the end of next week. We're becoming more active. Drought has been a big problem. We have been so very dry across Oklahoma, but we have found some rain opportunities. Now, the cold front this morning, getting you out the door on your Friday, is in the Panhandle. It is not making it into the rest of the state through the day today. We've got a couple sprinkles, some showers off to the east, a little light rain down near Sulphur. Notice that, a couple spotty showers down near Ardmore. They are very isolated, very hit and miss. Might end up now through mid-morning of a few more showers in the northwest. This is a live look in downtown Oklahoma City. Our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. The shot is coming from OCCC. 62 is the temperature at Will Rogers, so above our normal temps are in the 40s and 50s, guys. We are in the 60s. We are in the upper 60s down to the south. See the cold front? It has 40s behind it already. Gusty south wind is what we're anticipating today, and as you plan out your afternoon, 82 at 1, 86 by 4 o'clock, and then rain and storms move in. We'll time this out. Yeah, pretty widespread. We'll talk about who has the threat for severe weather, what that entails, and the timeline for when this moves out. It's coming up. Back to you.
Lacey, thanks so much. All right, breaking news. If you are just joining us this morning here at 6:30, we know an El Reno police officer was hit by a driver of a car around 2 a.m. this morning. That officer has been metaflighted to OU Medical Center here in Oklahoma City, and then the search has been on for who did this.
And now we're going out to News 9's Kylie Deadman. Kylie, you're at a different scene about 3 minutes away from the initial scene. Tell us what you're hearing.
Yeah, Tevis, so I'm out here. There's multiple people detained, and I want to focus in on this middle police car that's in the middle of the road. I just saw somebody get handcuffed and get placed in the back of this vehicle. Now, I'm still working to learn if this is connected and related, if this car over here, this dark blue black sedan, if this is the car that hit that El Reno police officer around 2 o'clock this morning, about half a mile away. But again, there are multiple people that are out here detained. There's multiple law enforcement. A Canadian County Sheriff's Office vehicle just went right past us. But again, this middle police car that's in the middle of this road, somebody just got placed in the back of it, and I just saw them get handcuffed. Again, there's more people detained, and they are talking to more people out here. Again, I am still working to get and learn if this is connected, but if there is still just an active scene out here. I'm here at East Rogers and North Brookford in El Reno. Tevis, oh, and that police officer, that vehicle is starting to slowly drive away right now. Tevis.
All right, so you're looking live. This is El Reno this morning. This is a separate scene. The first scene played out over by Watson Wilson, right, really kind of by El Reno High School. This is just about 8 or 10 blocks away. Several people are detained. In fact, we actually were listening in on the scanners when a passerby who the officer initially was helping at 2 o'clock this morning got on the police officer's radio and dialed in for help. Kylie, stay with us. For our viewers at home, you now are hearing that 911 call that was made on the El Reno officer's radio.
Hey, I need somebody over here on Watch Street. Officer got hit by a car.
You could see, and it was a very intense situation, and now we understand that officer was taken to first an El Reno hospital, and the injuries must be very serious because they have meta-flighted him into Oklahoma City, or the officer. At this point, we don't know if it is a man or a woman, but they've meta-flighted the officer into Oklahoma City. So several people detained, and now here is our live look at OU Medical Center. It's the only level 1 trauma center, and anytime an officer is injured, this is where they take them, on the northeast side of Oklahoma City. This is right by 10th and Young's. But Kylie, if we could come back out to you, we want to ask you some more questions.
Kylie, you're looking at possibly the sedan.
Yes.
Tell us more about that front bumper. Is there any damage to it?
Yes. Yeah, so I did see there are a couple of pieces that are missing from the bumper. On the left side, looking at it, you can see a couple of missing things on that grill area. And then also taking a look at some of the windows, some of the glass looks to be cracked as well. I could really tell and focus in on the driver's side, that area of that cracked glass. But yes, that grill and the bumper and glass seems to be damaged and broken from this dark blue black sedan looking vehicle. And Robin, I kind of just want to go back on that police officer really quickly, because we do have an update on him. Last we heard that he is in surgery, so we were constantly just getting updates from the El Reno police officer, but he was taken to a trauma center in Oklahoma City. Like you said, he was flown, but we have now learned that he is still in surgery. So just a quick update on him, Robin.
All right, and you're looking live this morning at OU Med. So now we do understand the El Reno police officer is in surgery here. We are waiting and on any type of update. But again, the El Reno police officer was meta-flighted into Oklahoma City, and we are praying for that officer this morning. And at this point, from the situation there in El Reno, these people are detained. They have not been arrested, but it does look like several people there in El Reno, just a few blocks away from where the initial incident happened. Several people detained, and so this is a very fluid situation, and we'll continue following the breaking news from El Reno this morning. All right, we do need to tend to some other headlines this morning. There is really kind of a big report we got our hands on saying that the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority's debt could actually triple over the next 10 years. This is from the state loft report. It tells us that OTA right now is $3 billion in debt, and that the Access Oklahoma project could add about $7 billion of debt. The report shows it could take more than 200 years to pay off for the new turnpikes. In fact, the loft report recommends lawmakers at the Capitol review whether unbuilt routes still match the state's transportation priorities. We will be watching that.
6:38 on your Friday morning, man. It's been busy. Let's get over to meteorologist Megan Gold, who's checking in on our drives.
Hi, guys. Yeah, just a heavy morning for anybody headed out the door right now. I've got several shots for you here. This is our Broadway extension view. Very busy here on our Friday morning at 6:38. Of course, it'll just continue getting busier, and we do have kids that are on fall break, so the roads are actually a little quieter than they typically are. This is I-40 and Penn looking off to the west. If you're coming in to Oklahoma City from the west side, nothing to slow you down. I'm not tracking any accidents, which is great news. On the west side, I-44 is South 59th. That's also one of our busiest spots this time of morning, and it continues to get busier. So if you were headed into downtown from any direction, you're good to go. Nothing to slow you down. Just be safe as you hit the road. Your drive times are looking good from all directions. Back over to you all.
All right, Megan, thanks so much. And we have more coming up here on News 9 this morning.
It's been a busy morning.
It has been. All right.
Let's get over.
Honestly, we've had so much going on, Lacey.
Yeah.
We're like, what's next? Lacey, you are next. Help us out because we got a lot to talk about.
Hey, a lot to juggle this morning. A lot of information coming into the news desk, to the newsroom, the directors, the producers, everyone's trying to get the most timely information to folks waking up on your Friday. I'll let you know it's warm and windy today, soggy and cool tomorrow. I'll have your full forecast. We'll talk about the rain timeline. It will impact many folks for your weekend, and it is downright chilly by Sunday morning. The very latest is coming up right after this quick break. Stick with us.
All right, we do have to tie a knot and hang on, it sounds like, with the weather coming in.
Wow, not the Friday we all expected.
Well, weather-wise,
it's
been quiet and calm. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Bob Mills Weather Center right now is quiet. We're just looking ahead at what's to come, because your weekend is going to be impacted by the Oklahoma skies. Many of us will have thunderstorms, and we talked earlier about this camera video. I just want to show it to you real quick, because this is a mountain lion that was spotted on a camera. Tara Little sent this to me from Lake Carl Blackwell. Okay, that's up near Stillwater. Now, this is to the west of Stillwater, but you'll watch here in the bottom corner of the screen. This will play out again. The big old kitty comes up, walks very near to the camera, and there it goes. Look at it. Look at its big old long tail. Yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. That's not a house cat. That's not a bobcat. That is a mountain lion. Yes, that is a mountain lion. That is a cougar. Cougars on the loose up in Payne County. They are native to Oklahoma, and we have many sightings that we get in and around Payne County. Close to the rivers is usually where we get most of the sightings from, but that was yesterday morning, Thursday morning. Thank you, Tara, for sending that video, and we just wanted to get that to you since we had talked about it earlier. As far as the rain chances go, for folks in and around the metro area, rain chances do bump up tomorrow morning, and they are likely taking you through mid-morning, midday, off and on showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, and then it's out of here probably mid-afternoon. The way it looks, the storm system has slowed down, which means instead of the rain coming through overnight while you're sleeping, for many folks the rain will be during the daylight hours, impacting potentially some of your Saturday plans. That's why I wanted to show you the latest with the timeline. The cold front, it's coming through the Panhandle right now. We've been talking about the cold front. It has been warm. Fall break this year has been so far above average. We're not breaking records, but we are about to get knocked right back down to typical temperatures, even below average as we head into parts of your weekend. Few showers going on to the east. There's a couple sprinkles down near Sulphur. Down near Doherty, headed down towards Reagan, dry in the metro, and over the next couple of hours, still a chance for a little rain in the northwest. Skies right now, we got some cloud cover overhead on our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. It is 62 at Will Rogers, 64 in El Reno, 64 in Guthrie, Stillwater 64, some upper 60s to the south. And check out the Panhandle because that is what is headed down across the rest of the state. That front arrives in Oklahoma City tomorrow afternoon. It's going to kind of pump the brakes and hang out here until that main upper level forcing comes out. Winds are 5-15. We're getting some gusts to 20. It's going to be a breezy day. It was a little windy yesterday. If you were out, that wind felt a little cool. Today, the winds will be out of the south and even stronger. We'll be in the lower mid upper 80s this afternoon. Sunny skies. Friday, it looks dry, Oklahoma, with the exception of the northwest this evening. We'll watch for folks in the northwest to have a couple of storms to fire up. I don't think everyone up here gets rain, but might have some strong to severe storms this evening into tonight. We'll have trackers out. David and the team will update you. David will update this timeline this afternoon too, so stay tuned to the forecast for your weekend as the storm system becomes more detailed and we get more detailed data with it. 20 to a 30 to a 40% chance of rain this evening and tonight. Temps in the 60s, and then tomorrow that upper level wave that you see coming out of California and Nevada, that comes through the mid levels, and watch what radar could do. Here's about this evening, 10, 11, midnight tonight, a few thunderstorms possible. Then the bulk of the rain comes out of the southwest tomorrow morning. Now, this could be a couple of hours off. This may move in a little earlier or a little later, but the storms develop and they press to the northeast. The whole line moves through midday, and there may be some gusty winds in this. Winds 55 to 65 miles per hour, intense lightning, and pockets of heavy rain. May have some areas of small hail with it, but the hail threat's not as high as the wind threat. Here's 2:30, 3, 4 o'clock. This is winding down and pressing off east of 35. So rain chances right now, pretty likely 70-80% for much of the region. We'll watch for a threat of a few strong to severe storms. We'll have you covered. Again, wind the primary concern, but maybe some small hail as well. Tomorrow afternoon, everything makes its way eastward pretty quickly. Rain chances start to come down, but because of the clouds and the rain, temperatures tomorrow will likely be in the low 70s for highs. Many of us don't make it out of the 60s tomorrow, and if we do make it to 74 in Oklahoma City, I think most of the day is still in the 60s, the way it looks due to the cloud cover. As far as rain totals, I wish it was better, but hey, it's something. Many areas picking up a few tenths of an inch to a quarter. Few lucky folks will pick up a half of an inch of rain with those highest totals still off to the northeast. Look at your morning low Sunday, 46, 30s in the northwest, 67 with sunshine by Sunday afternoon. And guys, still pretty active next week. We'll send it back to you.
Lacey, thank you. 6:47 on your Friday morning, man. It's been pretty active. We have breaking news out of El Reno. We'll talk to our Kylie Dedman in just a few, but we need to bring meteorologist Megan Golden. We're talking about the traffic this morning. So many people on fall break, but people are still heading out.
Still lots of folks out on the roadways here on our Friday morning. The roads, they are dry. Of course, this time tomorrow morning, things will be much different. So if you do have Saturday morning plans, keep that in mind and take that into account as you do hit the roads. Here's Northwest Expressway and Lake Hefner Parkway from our Integris camera. Right now, I-44 in both the eastbound and the westbound lanes look just fine. Of course, that starts to change as the hustle and bustle picks up. Here's Broadway Extension. If you're coming into Oklahoma City from the north, it's getting busier, but that looks good. Out on the east side, I-40 and Air Depot looks great as well. Same deal, I-35 at South 66, and that will also become more congested as the morning picks up here. No accidents out on the roadways from I-40 to I-35, so your drive times into Oklahoma City from all directions are good to go. Just be safe as you hit the roads this morning, guys.
All right, thanks so much, Megan.
Well, here at News 9, we want to recognize teachers for the impact they're making in the classroom.
And today we honor Maria Karpova from St. James Catholic School. Maria inspires students through music to dream big, stay positive, and believe in their unique voices. We are also told she is a big impact and it extends far beyond the classroom. Congratulations to Maria Karpova from St. James Catholic School.
Absolutely. And do you know an educator doing great things in the classroom? Nominate them to be an impactful teacher by visiting news9.com/teacher. We'll be right back with more of this breaking news out of El Reno right after this. All right, welcome back. We are following breaking news out of El Reno this morning where we're hearing that a police officer was hit by someone driving this morning as they were helping a bystander. That bystander getting on the radio asking for help.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot of commotion that unfolded about 2 a.m. this morning, kind of right near El Reno High School. And there was a secondary scene that we have been watching play out. That's where our Kylie Dedman is, just a few blocks away. Kylie, it's kind of been an interesting morning, and now this area seems to have cleared off. Can you kind of explain what happened this morning and what's going on where you are right now?
Yeah, Robin, so all of this unfolded around 2 o'clock this morning when an El Reno police officer about half a mile away from here on Watts Road was actually struck by a dark blue, black-looking sedan. Now, the officer got out of his car originally because somebody was in the road flagging him down. And then when that officer was struck by a vehicle, the person that actually flagged him down tried to help render aid and then even called for help on the police officer's radio. We actually have a clip of that sound. I want to take a listen to it right now. Okay, we're working to get you that sound at the moment, actually, but we could hear them. He was calling for help, calling for backup, and again, he used the police officer's radio to help get information, to help get that help for that officer. Now we know that that officer was taken to an El Reno hospital where he was then flown to an Oklahoma City trauma hospital. We know that he is currently in surgery at this time. We're still working to learn his injuries and the condition, but he was taken to a trauma center in Oklahoma City and is in surgery. Now, I want to take you to where I am right now. Now, police were saying that that vehicle, that dark blue black sedan, fled the scene. And then about an hour or 45 minutes ago, we were hearing tons of sirens, and it took us to this location. I am here at East Rogers and North Bickford, where behind me, there was tons of police, and they actually had a dark blue black Chevy Tahoe pulled over. They had multiple people detained, and we actually saw one person getting placed in the back of a police car. We brought that to you live, and that car then took off. But as you can see behind me, the scene has since cleared, and that dark blue Chevy Tahoe has since taken away. There was 3 people in that car. All the police have cleared, so we're working to learn if this car was connected to that officer that was struck by that motor vehicle, working to learn that information. But I did try to get information from the officer, and he did just confirm that one person was arrested. Again, working to learn the connection in these two situations, but it has been a lot happening here in El Reno on this Friday morning. Robin, Tevis.
All right, and our thoughts and prayers with this officer who's in surgery right now at OU Medical Center. Kylie, you've done a good job out there this morning on the breaking news from El Reno. We'll continue following the details on the breaking news from El Reno after one officer was hit early this morning. So keep it here. It's been a very active morning, and we'll have an update for you coming up right after 7 o'clock.